because there was a local population. The local population resisted the incoming of migrants from Europe especially, and then after the state of Israel was established, from other regions of the world, including the Middle East and South Asia, and the mentality of the Jewish state, which was established in 1948 by the United Nations, was our security depends on having no Arab state next to us that opposes us. And so the idea of sharing the land, which was a UN idea, was actually rejected by both sides in a way. The Arabs said, we're the majority, we should rule. And the Jews said, we're the minority, we need to dominate, because otherwise we won't be safe. And so this has led from 1948 until today to an unresolved war. But remember, this was a state created by the British Empire and now backed by the US Empire. So Israel could not survive without the US being the imperial power that enforces Israel's power in the region. Because Israel's just 8 million people. The Arab world is about 400 million people. And Israel, therefore, depends on its security entirely on the United States. The United States has seen this as an imperial project that's good for the United States, because if the U.S. has control over the Middle East through Israel, well, that gives the U.S. control effectively, militarily, in the region. So the U.S. has backed Israel for many decades during this period. It's a very dangerous ongoing conflict because it is very unjust, and Israel needs to use more and more force in order to repress the aspirations of the Palestinian people. And the more force that Israel uses, the more resistance there is. And we've reached a point of violence that is unprecedented in modern times. Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza right now, which is one part of the Palestinian lands. And every day they're slaughtering tens or hundreds of innocent people with open fire. And today there was another massacre. People came for food and they were just shot by the Israeli armed forces. Iran, as you know, which is a long empire that has 5,000 years of history, backed the Palestinian cause, and it supported resistance to Israel. Both Hamas and Hezbollah, two groups, and in Yemen also the Houthi militants. So Israel has always had the idea we need to topple the Iranian regime. Instead of saying we need to settle the Palestinian crisis by giving a state of Palestine next door to a state of Israel, Israel has said we need to overthrow the Iranian government so that they don't bother us. And Israel actually made a long list of governments that it wanted overthrown by the United States because those governments were resisting Israel's attempt to control the region. And the list actually was made, literally made, we want 7 governments overthrown. And that list was unveiled in 2001 one of our generals, General Wesley Clark, talked about this in an amazing set of interviews. And the 7 countries are Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran, Somalia, Sudan, and Libya. So 7 countries that were supporting the Palestinian cause. And the Israeli government said to the Americans, you overthrow those 7 governments. Well, it's not so easy. Those turned into 7 major wars. We had the war in Lebanon for many, many years. We had a 15-year war in Syria, which is still going on because the U.S. tried to did overthrow the Syrian government. We had the U.S. invasion of Iraq in March 2003. We had the U.S. bombing of Libya in 2011, which created a civil war in Libya. We had the U.S. supporting an insurgency in Sudan to break Sudan into two countries, Sudan and South Sudan, both of which are in civil war now. And we have had the U.S. supporting interventions in Somalia, which is an ongoing battleground as well. So the U.S., the one that was missing up until 2 weeks ago, or up until last month, was Iran. And the Israeli government was always begging the U.S., bomb Iran, bomb Iran, bomb Iran. And finally, Trump, who's, again, not very smart, not very effective, not very capable of resisting these kinds of demands, said, okay, we'll bomb Iran. And the war, such as it was, lasted 12 days. Israel went in and assassinated dozens of people through its Mossad, the secret service, or the spy agency, but basically it's an assassination unit. And the idea was to create a regime change. But it failed. The government is intact, and the situation is more dangerous than ever because Iran is a country of 100 million people almost. It's a major country. It has big missile systems. It has a real military capacity, and it has an alliance with Russia. And it has friendship with other nuclear powers like Pakistan. So even if it doesn't have its own nuclear weapons, maybe Pakistan will give it nuclear weapons. Maybe Pakistan would defend Iran if there was a full-fledged war with Israel. So this is the second region where imperial mentality lasts until today. The U.S. is unwilling to compromise on the imperial prerogatives.
偷偷告诉大家，我最近发现了新法宝 Royal Face 逆时奇迹系列，它有活肤露、全效精华，还有精华霜。尤其我皮肤比较偏干，所以我非常的注重保湿。保湿做得好，肌肤自然烹润。提亮肤色更年轻，抚平皱纹超有感，而且气色变好。用心保养，每天都更美一点。美吧。